Minecraft. A game that we all know and love that has a storied history that would probably be impossible to cover in its entirety over the years throughout all of the scandals, predators, spikes in popularity, updates, and the annual 2-week phases. One thing has remained constant: challenges. Gaming as a whole has its fair share of challenges, from no damage runs in Dark Souls,
Soulspawn no hit run! We did it!
to the Tile Man challenge in RuneScape.
You have to think about what you're unlocking and why so that you don't waste tiles that you worked very hard for.
We are competitive creatures, and we like to push the limits of what can and cannot be done in these experiences, and Minecraft is not safe from that.
Sweat!
In modern times, the latest craze around the game is ranked Minecraft speedrunning.
Wait. Don't type in my chat, Feinberg! Oh my god.
While years ago, the challenge was ultra hardcore, where you make a hardcore world with a game rule so you can only heal with golden apples. But back in 2011, when the game was still in its infancy, in version beta 1.3, there was something else. A challenge that was deemed hardcore, or Minecraft's hardest challenge, long before the official release of hardcore mode, where you only have one life, no respawns. Players had to figure out how to make a game with endless possibilities even harder than it was at the time. That challenge was known as the 404 challenge. In the 404 Challenge's original blog post on minecraftforum.net, the creator of the challenge, known as Neox, crafted a set of rules and a point-based achievement system for goals to hit while playing the Iron Man challenge of beta 1.3. As for the basics of what you need to do, well, you have a single day to gather as many resources as you can manage to bring with you, because once the sun goes down, you go in, and once you're in, you can't leave. For the rest, there was a set of rules. Rule number 1 we have already covered. Once it gets dark out, you have to enter the cave. Rule number 2 is an extension of that, where it allows you to collect anything topside along with any sunlit caves, but other than that, you're not allowed under any circumstance to enter a cave to try and find some early iron. Rule number 3 is simple. Don't break the gravel until nightfall, as you're meant to be looking for shelter for the first night, and digging the gravel opens the cave that you fall into. A bit of role play in the rules, I see.
I want your body one last time before I walk down that aisle.
Say what now?
Once you're in the cave, you have to go all the way down. Don't stop on an upper level and take the scenic route. If you're worried about not being able to see, as outside of the spawn area there's really only one quick spot to grab some early coal, well,
Shut up, bitch!
because you can't use torches down there at all. Like, don't even think about making a torch. Rule number 6 opens up Neox's point-based achievement system. We'll touch on this a little bit later, but essentially, don't be a loser and hermit into the wall. Explore the cave. Have a good time. Also, don't strip mine. You're not allowed to. If you can see an ore, grab it, but don't be a tunneler like the guy who found the king in yellow. Strip mining is where the demons are. With it being only beta 1.3, Mojang had not yet actually introduced the hardcore game mode, so you can change your difficulty. You must play on normal or hard, and if you're on hard mode, your overall score gets a 1.5x multiplier. Number 9, Splooge Wings.
Splooge wings. Get that fuck out of here. That's a 9.
Rule number 9 is the definitive answer on the hardcore ruling. One life. If you die, the challenge is over. Start a new 404 world if you want to try again. And for the final rule, no cheating, obviously. But for all you OG miners out there, you would know about Beta's F3 showing where all the mob locations nearby are. That is considered cheating here as well. Now, on rule number 6, Neox introduced the idea of a point-based scoring system for the 404 challenge. As for the achievements, well, if I sat here and read off every single one, you'd click off the video before I got halfway through, and I need that retention time. So I'll flash it on the screen, and later on in the video, splice together myself accomplishing these goals as well. The 404 challenge stands out not only due to the challenge itself, but because this world is absolutely absolutely wild for Beta 1.3. Today's Minecraft features incredible cave systems that generate entirely differently based on the type, from the lush cave where you were surrounded by glowing berries, axolotls, water pools, and moss, to the dripstone caves with massive stalagmites and huge open rooms covered in mobs, all the way to the deep dark where you have to tread lightly or end up coming face to face with the warden. Yeah, so old Minecraft didn't have any of this. Here's what a typical beta cave looked like.
That's my. Oh, that's my. That's a 10.
So when a forum user posts a challenge where you get to play in a world that has one of the most insane caves known to man at this point in time, people are going to be drawn to it. A cave with enough content to last a playthrough didn't really exist in 2011, especially with the rule in place that you can't strip mine. At a certain point, it quit being a true challenge. It transformed into a community all playing on their own version of the same world and playing it how they want. The Iron Man Challenge 404 didn't only attract the casual players scrolling the forums, it attracted all of the big names on the creation side of Minecraft at the time too. While people have returned to play the game for a video in recent years, experiencing a nostalgia blast and bringing memories back to the minds of those who once roamed this huge cave, you can't forget about the OGs. From Paul Soros Jr., who covered the challenge over 43 episodes.
Hi everybody, Paul Soros Jr. here. Welcome to my Minecraft video. This is my second attempt at the 404 challenge.
Chimney Swift 11, covering it in 13 episodes.
Hey guys, it's Chimney Swift here from the Minecraft Workbench community, and today I'm going to be starting my 404 challenge series.
Then there's Nova and Spoon, and so many other influential old school players of the block game.
Alright, what is going on, guys? Me and Spoon, the originals, are back again, and today we are taking the 404 challenge.
On the casual side as well, there are over 44 pages of messages on the original forum, while thousands of videos have been made from just regular people wanting to share their experience and their accomplishments in this world. Natural forming communities like this one are some of the coolest things ever, and I think in today's current state of gaming, it's becoming increasingly hard to come by things like this that became so much more than ever intended. And that's why I downloaded the old beta 1.3 Minecraft instance, drove back in to see what I could do with 15 years more experience, since I originally walked the hollow halls of the Iron Man Minecraft 404 seed. Before I got started, I decided to turn on Chimney Swift's The Minecraft Files to give me a full load of nostalgia shot into my eyes and ears. He was using the Painterly pack. I used to use the Painterly pack. One Google search later, and I was now, once again for the first time in a decade, using the Painterly pack. Upon loading into the world, I was right next to the familiar patch of gravel that is hiding my fate with this world. With only a day to gather materials, I got after it, grabbing as much wood, wool, flowers, cactus, sand, and dirt as I could. I gathered just enough cobble to craft tools so the process would be a little faster, and then focused on trying to kill a few cows and pigs for food and leather. As night approached, I jumped down the hole as you're supposed to, flowing down with the water stream until I reached the bottom, setting a quick pace to a slightly more elevated region that I dug into the wall and made a quick little hobbit hole. While I was setting up a temporary little base, I quickly learned that I had forgotten that doors are technically not solid blocks, and creepers can blow up through them because the window is actually just a hole. Unlike modern Minecraft, there's no shields, resources are rarer, and mobs are more lethal because your food heals the set amount of hearts, but then it's gone. No hunger bar or anything to keep you full health if you take a lot of damage around the same period of time. So I started a little farm and tried using redstone torches to give my crops enough life to be planted. That shit didn't work, so I remembered about jack-o'-lanterns and made one. I then expanded my hobbit hole and blocked off a bigger area and made a little pueblo. While playing this world and writing this video, Chimney Swift 11 came to mind, obviously. I'm back in an early version of the game, and he's the first YouTuber I ever really watched with the Minecraft Files Season 1, although I didn't actually start playing the game until a bit later around beta 1.7.3. Once I had my humble abode set up, I figured I'd work on getting some of the achievements laid out by Neox accomplished by working on the 32 glass and wool. However, I haven't had an encounter with the skeleton just yet, and I need a bone meal to finish the last piece. I had to explore, the point of the challenge, and moments like these sucked me through a time loop, forcing me to remember a sense of fear, if you can call it that I hadn't felt since I was a little kid who was having to ask his older brother how to make a pickaxe. The game is really really fucking quiet, especially down in this cave. For the most part, all you'll hear is the water running around you. Yeah, you'll hear mob noises, but the amount of times you'll get snuck up on because there's not really audio for creepers' footsteps is terrifying. This cave also terrified me in another way. No matter where you look, there's a ledge that mobs can just fall on top of you from. You see, I hate the feeling of worrying that something is going to fall on me. Mainly just animals, but you can get the point. The reason for this fear is because my family used to have a shitty cabin in the mountains that was passed down for generations. And in the shower of this cabin, there was a hole in the top. And when I was bathing at a young age, a bunch of spiders fell out of this hole and on top of me. And ever since then, I've been slightly schizophrenic about shit like that happening again. Now that my trauma dump is over, I kept exploring and went for a bit of a treacherous ore gathering expedition. I found enough iron to make a full set of armor, found an extra diamond to get a pickaxe, and then I started getting obsidian. Once I got into the nether, I felt incredibly more confident though. I was no longer worried of dying, even in hell. It was better than that goddamned cave I called home while playing this world. I spawned right next to the only thing that the Nether had to offer in beta 1.3, glowstone, and that is the only reason I went in, but immediately upon entering the Nether, I got spawn camped by 2 ghasts. After I realized that they're way too fucking hard to kill in this version of the game, they eventually left me alone long enough to get what I needed. Then I realized I'll have to go back because you have to get 9 glow to make 1 stone instead of the modern 4 for 1, and each block also only drops 1 glow. I hate this version of Minecraft. Going back in time to try this challenge, albeit a short attempt, about an hour and a half is about as long as I played on this run through. It was really fun and honestly quite stressful. It was weird, and this might not make sense, but loading into this world felt like I'd played it just the other day. There was a strange familiarity that I didn't expect to feel after over a decade removed. The Iron Man Minecraft 404 challenge feels harder than modern Minecraft's actual hardcore mode. There's less options and utilities available to use to survive, and as you jump down into the cave, you attract all the nearby mobs on your way down. It's a fight for survival through and through from the very instant you dig that first bit of gravel, especially without being able to use torches to light the cave up. In fact, the footage I'm using for this attempt was my 4th attempt of the challenge during the making of this video. In the first challenge, I got caught on an upper level of the cave while lowering down, and I was blown to hell by a creeper before I could even hit the bottom. The second, I lasted maybe 10 minutes. The third, I forgot to get seeds and just immediately quit, because what the hell was the point? I'm not typically a hardcore player. I like to play Minecraft freely without fear of dying being the permanent end. I really had to force myself to step out of my comfort zone and face my childhood trauma head on, especially when I turned around and that creeper almost blew me up, because in my first Minecraft world, I had a little dirt shit shack that I called home, and I walked out my front door one day and didn't hear anything and then just died, and my home was dust from a creeper blowing me up. But that's the point of this, and why Neox included a scoring system to motivate you to explore and follow the rules laid out in front of you to see how good you can do. The community aspect of this challenge makes it even more exciting to try and try again. The last updated score on the leaderboard shows up as 231 points, and I want to beat that score eventually. And while this video is coming to its end, I haven't died yet, and I intend to keep playing the 404 world I've gotten settled into until I've accomplished that goal. And maybe every time I load into that stupid little cave, I'll keep remembering a bunch of suppressed memories that bring a smile to my face and make me feel like a little kid again. I understand now why younger me was so skittish and scared to play Minecraft. This shit is a lot more scary than the current edition of the game. You can't run away fastly. You don't have a shield to hide behind. You can't get overpowered with enchantments. It's just you in a more vulnerable state than ever, mining, crafting, and trying to survive. So, as this video comes to a close, I thank you for traveling down memory lane with me. Currently, my score is only at a total of 53 points, so I have a long way to go to reach the top of that leaderboard, but the memories this challenge brought back to me are worth more than any scoreboard. See you soon. Before I got started, I decided to turn on Chimney Swift's The Minecraft Files to give me a full load of nostalgia shot into my eyes.
Woke up this morning on the beach. Started walking, it's my regular routine. I was on the search for some diamonds. Let me tell you just what I've seen. I Saw a castle with a view, fields of bamboo, guy from Kung Fu, a giant screw, a kangaroo, some chicken stew, and the woman who lived